live.
happening.
And
It's not happened, but it's
we're
happening. Now it's happened.
now
Okay.
it's already happened. It's
Yes.
happening and
No,
happened at the same
well,
time. We're in a
liveness.
continuum of happening and happened.
Yes. So Ron Paul will be pleased.
I like this happening stuff.
This is why we never get anything done.
If only this were if only we had post editing, we could insert the Ron Paul GIF.
Yes. That's just. Do you know what? Oh, I don't think I have that on this computer. I had that saved on my laptop.
There we go.
Yeah.
Continue.
Ah well. Anyway, welcome to the stream. This is a very impromptu one because basically everyone's dead.
Yep.
Including me. I'm still dead.
Ferret got crushed by a tree, unfortunately.
Yep.
So she's
Rip
off
Ferret.
doing her thing. C Squared is dead. They got buried in the backyard, but they managed to turn up, so that's nice. Core is off doing raiding, so we won't have any words from him.
Not technically. He told us that his raid got canceled, so you know.
Oh.
Yes, it's a very sad day. Let's all take a moment to bow our head in silent contemplation and in remembrance of Core's lost state.
Fucking rip. Now he's gonna actually have to get a life this evening. Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Bird, I guess.
Yeah. Welcome to the stream, one and all. We're gonna have absolutely nobody watching because we didn't make a thread. This is just a mess.
It's
So
terrible.
whatever.
Instead
Yeah.
of millions of people, we're only going to have thousands of people.
Yes.
What we'll just do
all
is
the
we'll
people
have.
in China are going to be really happy, though.
Yeah, we'll send this to Phazon because he'll be the only person who wants to watch this. Anyway. We'll just link it to him in a PM.
Does anybody have Phazon on Skype?
He has a Skype?
I don't know. I
I've-
assumed he was just a ghost.
He only exists on FimFiction.
Yes.
He's just a really well-made bot.
You know, maybe he just exists in our minds. Maybe he's not even on FimFiction. We've all just we've collectively imagined him.
Ooh. He was Tom Hanks, a ghost the whole time.
Hashtag creepypasta, hashtag
Yeah.
FimFic, hashtag, I don't know, hashtag.
Jesus fucking Christ. This is a train wreck already. But yeah.
You mean it wasn't already?
Crappy
Yeah,
pasta.
yeah. Crappy pasta. Funny you should mention pasta. There's a skeleton who won't stop trying to give you spaghetti. Anyway. Fucking Undertale. I love it. Like, I'm going to talk about this now because we're on air and fuck it, I've been playing. Why is my camera stopped? What the fuck?
I don't know, it's frozen on your face, by the way. No, it's back to me now. Hey.
I don't fucking know what's going on.
Don't
It's
worry
being
about
weird.
it. No one needs to see your face anyways. They've seen it hundreds of times.
It showed the no fapping
Or at least
sign.
56 times.
It showed the no fapping sign for me, so clearly your face is made of fast one.
Apparently. Either way, Undertale, like, the way... Also, I'm getting echo from someone. Obs has basically not shut up about this game for the past...
Okay.
Most of the internet hasn't shut up about it.
I've
Obs
never
in
heard of it,
particular.
and I'm on the internet, so explain
You're
to
on
me
the
what
internet?
Undertale is.
Good lord.
Is it all related to Night Vale, which was also a thing that I didn't know about forever, and apparently was really popular.
It was
Is this-
related to Night Vale?
No,
What's that?
I didn't know what it was until like a few weeks.
Oh, right. Undertale is basically, it's one of these new retro-style games. It's an RPG where you start as you are a child, and you're in a world where, like, there was a big war between humans and monsters got sealed underground, and you fell down a pit.
There
and
was
now
a
you
war
are
between
underground.
monsters, and we won.
We won.
What kind
We
of shitty
won.
monsters are these?
Well, one of them is a skeleton who won't stop offering you spaghetti.
Oh well, no
so-
wonder we won then.
Yeah. Frozen spaghetti, and he has a microwave but nowhere to plug it in. Anyway.
You know, they say
So-
you can
so
know a
these
man by the quality of his enemies. I wonder what
Yeah.
that says about us.
So yeah, Undertale, despite Obs not shutting up about it for weeks, I was actually kind of put off by it because all Obs ever mentioned was the spaghetti skeleton and how fucking tsundere he is or some shit like that. And I just thought it was a sort of jokey skeleton dating simulator.
So it was the hatoful boyfriend of
Yeah.
retro
those
RPGs.
You know, no
retro RPGs.
You know,
with-
no
with-
kidding. The first screenshot I actually saw of the game was like a
Mhm.
screenshot of the combat, and like it was like with this, the enemy was called like flirtatious skeleton, and like when you fight him, he's like, "Oh no, you're meeting all of my standards," and I'm like,
Yes.
"Wow." So this must. My first impression was that it literally was a skeleton dating game.
Yeah, that's exactly the impression I got. And with Obs constantly posting this one fucking skeleton, that's what I thought it was. I thought it was Hatoful Boyfriend, except instead of pigeons, it's fucking undead.
Okay. Yeah.
But it isn't. It's actually an RPG that has a story and it has characters and it has a world and it's fucking goddamn hilarious. I'm not gonna spoil anything because if I talked about it, like everything would just fucking ruin.
Is this the undead skeleton version of when To the Moon came out? Everyone got all excited about that. Where it was like a retro RPG with a really cool story that was funny, and this was reminding me a lot of To the Moon.
Maybe. I don't think I actually played To the Moon. I know a lot of people did, but
you didn't play To the Moon? It takes 2 hours. Just go play it. It's really great.
Yeah, it didn't seem like my kind of thing when I looked at it. So yeah.
Wow.
But
I watched Markiplier cry about it. So
yeah, it's Undertale is an RPG with like really interesting characters, which is surprising considering like the first character you meet is a Daisy, who like talks to you about friendship pellets and all sorts of things like that. The second character you meet has been affectionately dubbed as Goat Mum.
Okay. Wait. I saw Rule 34 of that character a long time ago.
Wait, how?
Well, it does exist. So
No, this was like 2 years ago, or something,
Really?
or longer. I don't know. I think it was because like when the game was the game ever announced anywhere?
I was gonna ask, does this mean that the creator of the game stole this character from porn, or that porn existed of a character before the game came out?
I'm not sure.
It's the classic check. It's the classic, question. Which
I forget the context. I forget the context
literally
in which I
every
saw
single
this.
game that has furry characters in it, like just an Elysian Tale. It's a fucking great game. You're just like,
you can't get past the fact that you know that there's tons of porn.
or that they like you could be role playing as someone's like 12, like
Yeah,
12-inch.
seriously. That's what it feels like.
Just no.
That game is great. I really liked it, but yeah, it feels like I'm playing furry fetish porn whenever I play it.
yeah, very self-insert OC. Like the final chapters are just sex constantly. Just
I never finished the game, so that could be true for all I know.
Wow. The end of the game, you actually verse like helicopter gunship sort of thing. Well, not helicopters, but floating
Helicopter?
gunships.
You mean helicopterions?
No. Nobody needs helicopters.
All I remember about Dust was you had like there was like a fairy thing with you.
Navi.
Right?
Oh, C
the
Squared.
Navi character.
C Squared.
What?
Do you know someone called Will Tingle?
Yeah.
They're
What?
DMing me and calling you a potato. And they're asking to get into the public chat, so we'll see about adding them at some point soon.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude. Let him in.
I think Arch is hoping to get into the stream.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll send
sure,
them. I'll
whatever.
send the link.
I think he wants to like be invited to it.
Yeah, I'll send him a link to the actual stream.
Oh, okay.
Like in it. There we go. Have a thing. Right, yes. So, Undertale, I highly recommend it. I'm barely any way into the game, but I've already fucking died laughing like 5 times. It's oh my god, I want to talk about so much of it, but I don't because I'm going to spoil it for people, and that's going to fucking spoil the entirety of the game. It's beautifully crafted. It's charming. Charming's the best word I can use to describe the majority of what goes on. And when it gets funny, it's absolutely drop-dead hilarious. And it also, it can get real. It gets really real. Like, holy shit, you are not ready for these feelings. So I can't recommend it.
You sound like a person. You sound like someone who's like trying to describe. Well, you are. You're basically describing it in a way that's like, oh, it's really great, but I can't tell you why. But it's really great.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil any of it because once you know what's going to happen, it's going to ruin the joke. You know, you don't explain the joke. You know. But nah.
I guess.
Well, yeah.
Can you make up a bunch of complicated metaphors for the joke and then see?
Random number generator puzzles is one of the jokes, and that sounds incredibly unfunny. But oh Jesus fucking Christ, it was.
Just like pretend you're a parent talking to your kid about sex, but you don't want to talk about it directly, and then just
go grab a banana and then come back.
Yeah, let's face it. Any kid of mine will have had internet exposure for 10 years of their 12-year life by that point, and it's just like they are going to have experienced furry porn at some point in this lifetime. They're
no 5 years old and they're already jaded to porn.
5 years old and they've already seen their first horse cock. Yes.
Too late, mother.
It's too late, mother. I have seen it. I have seen everything.
I'm 12, and what is this?
I'm 5, and I've already seen 5 of these today.
Well, who's this guy? Why'd be
Hey, it's Arch.
Hey! And 5-year-olds. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Quickly backs out of the stream to protect his reputation.
To be fair, I think his reputation at this point does include at least a little bit of horsecock.
Yeah.
Just a tad.
Just a tad. A skosh.
Bit hard to avoid on the site that we all know and love, and the site whose hat I recently found, and I'm fucking loving finding it. I picked it up at BronyCon.
Oh, so it's not like a quote-unquote official thing. It's like something somebody made and put on a hat, and then they were like, hey, look at this, I can sell this.
Well, they sold it and they gave it to all the mods and stuff like that, and okay. So, yeah. It's alright.
I really wanted one of those hats.
And then they sold out.
Yeah.
Oh, rip.
Damn.
Fucking rip.
Were they overpriced?
Well, it's...
He got his for free, so how would he know?
That son of a bitch.
I didn't get mine for free. I got given one to give to Nighty, and then at one point, WonderD just took it away from me. It was like, no. So I had to buy my own. So, obviously, I was given it because all British people know where all other British people live. So, you know, that's just how small this island is.
It's true. It's a very small island.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's tiny, yeah.
There's, what, a few dozen people living there?
About 30.
About 30, okay. That sounds about
2.5
right.
dozen.
Yeah.
I mean, I lived in Ireland for a while, and there was only 5 people there, so I assume
That's fair.
It's a little bit.
Oh, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, Ireland there's only 5 people because the rest are bloody starved due to lack of potatoes.
Well, no, the rest are
themselves
sheep.
up. Yeah. No, that's Wales, is sheep.
There's a lot of sheep in Ireland, too.
Basically.
Yeah, but in Ireland, they don't have to worry.
Yeah. In every single country that England doesn't like, they fuck sheep. That's basically the only insult England can come up. Scottish people fuck sheep. Welsh people, they fuck sheep. Ireland fucks sheep. New Zealand, they either fuck sheep or they just lie around doing nothing. New Zealand fucks sheep. Everyone hates New Zealand for no fucking reason.
Who can hate New Zealand?
Everyone hates New Zealand, especially the Aussies.
Why?
Why?
Why? Yeah, why?
What's there to hate about New Zealand? It's
Because
like
they
hating-
fuck sheep.
Oh, okay.
They fuck sheep, so we hate them. We hate them because they fuck sheep. And there you go.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know.
That's it. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Plus, they have the most amazing climate, bastards.
Yeah. I mean, they literally live in Middle Earth, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the Flight of the Conchords. That was like a running joke in their TV show because Flight of the Conchords came from New Zealand,
Mhm.
and they were always and they were racist against Australians and Australians against them. And there was this one episode.
That's not a joke. That's real.
there was this episode where they try to straighten out this fruit vendor who mistakes them for being like Australian, and they're like, oh no, we're from New Zealand. You see, our accent is like yeah, and their accent is more like yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god! I actually once mistook a New Zealander for an Australian and said it to him.
That's a mistake.
And he turned very pale. And I had to leave very quickly because he started turning red right afterwards. It's like,
Mm.
No, I'm not even going to say sorry. I'm just going to leave.
I went. A cousin of mine moved to Australia and got married a few years ago to a. She got married to a man called Brett. He is literally the stereotypical Australian. He's a lifeguard at the beach. He's blonde. He's fucking ripped. He's a surfer. If you imagine the stereotypical Australian, it's Brett. He's even called fucking Brett.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Like he used to live at the address that they have in Neighbours. That's a TV show that's set in Sydney. It's fucking great. But at the wedding, everyone was Australian except for the bride's family, the family which I'm coming from, except for one single New Zealander in the room, and it was a fucking minefield. You could not approach anyone from the Australian and New Zealand part of the room without risking someone fucking exploding for being called the New Zealander. It's fucking hilarious. But I was, oh god, I don't want to. No. I'm not talking to these people.
He lived in Ramsey Street?
He lived in Ramsey Street. He really did.
God.
It's fucking great.
When I was in Ireland, people often mistaked me for a Canadian. I just didn't correct them. Mistook, not mistake. Yeah. I just realized that.
It took me like 6 seconds.
I heard that, and I just didn't want to believe you actually said
I'm blaming it on the lag. I didn't hear myself say it, and then
just hear it and count in my head. 1, 2, 3. Mistaked.
I only live by one hard and fast rule, and that's I never correct my mistakes sooner than 6 seconds after they happen.
Well, that just proves that you're not Canadian.
You never.
Don't tell us the Irish people.
Don't you mean you never correct your mistakes?
Mistakes. Mistakens.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Christ almighty. So welcome to the stream, Arch. We hope it's all you dreamed.
Last time, yeah. Oh, last time.
Yeah.
Oh.
Was the last time the one with Jake and Pav's birthday stream? Was that the one?
That's right, and you did the BronyCon retrospective, and Jake,
that was a long
Pav was naked and Jake was horrified.
What did I miss?
Yeah. Okay, Alex, you need to find it. It's the Pav is Too Old edition stream.
Okay.
Just watch the first 20 seconds.
Okay.
Oh my god, Jake's reaction. Anyway,
it's like that. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
fair enough.
That's 20 seconds. It's beautiful.
I'm trying to read through these fics that you reviewed 2 days ago.
Yes, we have been a bit off with the rounds.
Nobody read them.
It was BP and Raz, I think.
And then
they didn't even read them.
Well, of course not. They were
not
dead.
all you, Alex. Yeah.
Well,
Buried in the ground by a squirrel.
That's someone else.
Everyone here is dead.
They just don't know it yet.
Appropriately enough, because it's October and we're all supposed to be spooky now.
Yeah. I was going to, if I was the one who was going to make the thread for this stream, I was going to name it the Not Quite Spoopy Enough edition.
Yeah,
that when we have the spoopier edition in a couple of weeks' time,
then we get the spookiest edition in a couple more weeks.
Well, will that be after Halloween though?
No, it will be exactly the 31st.
Did you check?
It'll be the 17th and then 31st.
I like how you checked this beforehand. We don't even plan this shit like a week beforehand. It's like 2 days before, and we're like, oh, when's the stream?
We count 4 weeks in advance. That's how much we plan. Beautiful. Beautiful. But yeah, we can have the ultimate spoopy edition on Halloween, and absolutely no one will watch it because anyone with a life will be out getting drunk. Yeah.
Which means everyone will be here.
Which means we'll have thousands and thousands of viewers.
Oh wait, I'm already drunk. Okay, never mind.
Woo. You're ahead of the curve. You're 4 weeks ahead of the curve, Arch.
We're broadcasting this live. We'll be broadcasting it live to 48 languages in 178 countries or whatever.
Well,
something like that.
Russia and Korea.
What? Except for what
Oh,
about South Korea?
God.
South Korea.
Oh, okay.
Why except for South Korea?
Who speaks South Korean?
I
Is there
know,
a difference between South Korean and North Korean?
No, that was the joke.
Okay.
But
This is like a train wreck in
What are
slow
we talking
motion.
about?
Like you can just see one carriage just
I think
flipping
we're
over and
just
crushing
naming
another
48
one.
countries. No, 48
Something like
languages.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I was trying to make
Moving
my...
swiftly on. Moving fucking swiftly on.
Moving on to what is the real question.
There's no such
Well,
thing.
Moving on to the next train.
So, guys,
Yeah.
let's talk about
Train's
porn
moving.
parodies.
Yes. Oh my god.
That's the
What
one.
you should mention that because
Did you all do your homework and watch Edward Penis Hands?
you know Kitsune Rizu.
Well, wasn't he on stream like last time and the
He
time
was
before
on, he
that?
was on the stream last week.
Yep.
Korjo is now playing Darkest Dungeon. Fuck you, Kor. Fuck you.
What?
I got a Steam notification pop up telling me that Kor's gone off.
Yeah,
to play
well,
video games.
way to indict
Hey,
yourself. Now you're on Steam while you're on the stream.
Well, of course, Steam's always running in the background.
Is it, though? Is it?
Yeah.
Mine's not.
Well, you're weird. C Squared is now playing Sid Meier's Civilization 5. Yeah.
Let me go play
Okay.
something, too.
Professor Plum is now playing Undertale. Anyway. What was
All right, I might as well.
I don't know. You just kind of derailed yourself. What were you even talking about before
I
that?
can't even remember now.
I said porn parodies.
You
and
were
said
talking about
funny, you
Kitsune
said
Rizu.
that.
Oh yeah, Kitsune Rizu. He's got a story coming out called Quoth the Raven, which is about the new character Raven. Immediately
Oh,
after,
There's a character called Raven now?
yeah, from one of the newest episodes. First,
Does she have black hair?
In one of the new episodes,
not blue.
there was a pair of ponies. One was an emo goth pony, and the other was a shiny, sunny, happy pony. And people were like, "Oh, one of them is Raven, and the other one is."
She
Something.
even looked like Raven, but
They
it
were
was
actually celestial in disguise. You cannot argue with this. This is the truth.
and
So
Cadence was in the background somewhere.
apparently I'm not missing much not watching the new episodes.
The new
No,
episode.
no,
No,
But-
they're good. The
The
last
new
two have all been
episodes are
great.
great.
I haven't
You're
watched
missing-
any.
Yeah.
Alex,
Well,
they
they-
have been like 90%
Calm down.
fantastic rarity. That is, it's fucking great.
It's
I'm amazed.
It's
I'm amazed Squirrel isn't dead yet.
heaven for me. I'm already dead, and I'm in paradise.
Well, more reasons for me to not care then.
Yeah.
It's all about rarity.
Oh,
It has
Let me know
Coco,
when there's- let
Coco
me know
Pomel.
when-
You like Coco Pomel?
No.
It has best.
No?
Don't you like Noir?
Applejack.
No. Let me know when
You
the
like-
money's back.
You like anything?
Anything that's not Trixie? No.
Well, there we go. Right, you won't like any of the new episodes.
No, I wouldn't.
No.
Not
We
even-
solved that problem.
Not even the newest Equestria Girls movie had Trixie in it.
No, they had. She had. Boys,
Why? What's
teenagers
even
at
the
one
point then? Why even?
They
bother
had her in
making-
the Cantor in the auditorium scene. She was in that one.
That's not. She had a fucking song in the last movie.
Yeah.
This is some bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
writing a
Bill.
very angry letter.
She had the worst song in the
Bullshit.
fucking movie, last movie.
Whoa!
Tweet angrily at all
Put some
the
brakes on for a
show
second.
staff.
Let's all address what
Angrily
Plum
at all the
just
show
said.
staff.
Plum, are you implying that Trixie's song about toast was the worst?
Raku
entire line.
It's so much like.
Panzer is now playing Undertale. Yes, BP. Fucking yes. Oh my god.
So he's not in here?
Well,
He can't
have
get
you?
it here.
He's
Do
obviously
you
busy
not
playing
know about
Undertale.
BP's internet? It's like my laptop.
BP's, yeah,
But worse.
that was literally what I was about to say.
You
It's
shoulda-
almost as bad
you
as
meant-
Steve's laptop.
You should have been there when me and him and some of his friends tried to run the first raid in Destiny forever ago.
Ooh.
He lagged so bad that he made everybody else lag too. It was amazing.
Interestingly, Pav and I believe Core all tried to play a game called Space Beast Terrorfright, which is
Oh
best
God,
described
yes.
as Space Hulk. It's Space Hulk, basically,
Not a
the
real-
first-person shooter. And they have problems with their coding, because if you're a European and you try and connect with any Americans, you get 2 frames per second.
I remember when we played Plum. I still
Yeah.
have it all recorded. I need to
That
edit
is
it.
actually
and put it up.
It's absolutely goddamn ridiculous. Like, and then I went off and played on my own. I was fine, and they played off and played with American people, and they were fine. But as soon as we joined together, nobody is allowed to do anything except slow motion.
It was like
It's-
outer space was made of cold honey or something.
Yeah, it's pretty. It was interesting. I do hope they sort that out because it would be fucking hilarious to play with you guys when it actually works. So,
Oh yeah. I'm sure Raz is still feeling that that
Mhm.
shotgun.
Yeah.
Was it you, Core, who died when you like ran through that door? When you like ran through that door, and I was like, "Wait, don't go yet!" And then,
Yeah.
and then the aliens
I
got
don't
you.
know. That happened too many times.
Did you
Raz
watch
was Raz.
Beach Farm in real life?
Yeah, Raz
Raz
played a
was,
few.
Raz was playing. Yeah, because Raz was the one who Core shot in the back of the head.
What is
Like-
the game that you're all talking about?
It's called Space Beast Terror Fright, and
Okay,
it's basically
It's
it's basically you know the latest Alien game, like the Alien
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
it was.
sure. Oh, was it
That-
making fun of that?
No, well, maybe a bit.
Okay.
It's that mixed with the Space Hulk board game, where you are 4 Marines on a derelict ship where aliens are literally pouring out of every single wall in the ship.
Like
It's fucking
constantly, or
Yes, constantly.
basically, yeah.
so you're
So-
swimming in aliens?
Imagine being a Marine in the Alien universe. That's what Space Beast Terror Fright is
But then
like.
there'd be
'cause-
one alien.
There
Oh,
are
no.
times where I played with these guys, and we would like all be shooting down a hallway for like 10 seconds straight, and there would still be aliens coming down it.
You'd be shooting down 3 different hallways, and you'd still be killing aliens. So yeah,
Yes.
it's insane and fun.
Incredible madness. Yes.
Okay.
And they all one-shot you.
Mhm.
Yes.
Is it at all? Is it at all like Left 4 Dead?
Yeah, kind of.
No.
It's Left 4 Dead in the sense
Two
that it's
completely
it's
different answers.
It's well, it's Left 4 Dead in the sense that it's like 4-player survival against hordes of alien AIs, but Left 4 Dead, a single zombie is fucking worthless. He couldn't kill one person if he tried. In this,
Sure.
a single alien could kill the entire team
Okay.
if left alone.
If you get caught by an alien, you immediately die.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a one-hit kill. So,
All right.
but,
So,
It's
I mean, like, is there a win condition, or is it just
Yes.
survive as long as you can?
You're supposed to
when you-
download a
It's
bunch
do
of
all the things and then run away.
you
Yeah,
download a bunch of data cores, and then you blow up the ship by overloading the reactor, and then you have to run all the way back to the escape pod before it blows up.
yeah.
Sounds
So
like a
there is an
Destiny
objective.
mission. You run up and steal an object until Dinklebot.
No,
Hold
not
on, I
what
can't
now.
tell you what this is about.
Or Nolan Droid. I do
Nolan
like that
Droid.
name.
He
Yes.
sound, I don't know how I feel about Nolan North.
I like Nolan North. I never
I love
really
Nolan
experienced.
I don't know how I feel about him
him
as
like
Ghost.
I never really experienced Dinklebot except for YouTube videos about how shit Dinklebot is.
The
Like
thing
that
is,
wizard
like,
came
I
from the
don't think he
moon.
was shit so much as he was so deadpan. He's just
That
like,
wizard
oh my
came
god.
from the moon. Oh my
Yes.
god.
And then now it's sort of like you take that voice and then make it higher pitched, and it's the same thing.
Well, I don't think so. Like Nolan Droid, he does have yeah. That wizard came from the moon. He does have different lines, and he delivers them in a different manner. Like he's very much upbeat and slightly self-depreciating. So
Kind of. Sometimes. Most of the time, it just feels like he's just like, I don't know, I don't know. It's weird. It's hard to describe. Because
yeah,
like
it is. Yeah, it is a bit hard to describe. But I only bought Destiny like 4 days ago, and I'm enjoying it so far.
So you didn't spend the whole last year with Dinklebot.
No, I picked up an Xbox One a week ago, so I could play.
Why did you
Destiny.
buy an X? If you had the option, why did you buy an Xbox One, not a PlayStation 4?
Because the Master Chief Collection, I played that for so many days, and it's just one fucking long nostalgia trip. It's fucking great.
I have mentioned this to multiple people every time they talk about buying an Xbox One, and every time I ask why, I would say invariably, their answer always goes back to because I wanted to play Halo or Gears of War or like some other Xbox exclusive. But not
the only difference between
the remakes, which is like funny to me that people are buying a new console to play old games. Like if that's the
only
selling point of
difference
your console.
the only difference between an Xbox One and a PS4 is that an Xbox One has some games that the PS4 doesn't, and the PS4 has some games that the Xbox doesn't. And I had an Xbox growing up, so all of them are what I want to play. You know, like I don't give a shit about Killzone or whatever.
Nobody cares about Killzone.
No, whatever the there was one thing with like aliens with 4 eyes or something like that. I can't remember. PS4 exclusives, PS3 exclusives
Uncharted?
didn't. Uncharted, I don't particularly care for.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
Tomb Raider with a hot man instead of a hot girl. So. Yeah.
It's not at all Tomb Raider in any way. Not
No,
even close to Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Honestly, you say that like it's a bad thing.
One, that. Two, it's not Tomb Raider.
Wow. It doesn't seem to be the kind of game that I'd be interested in. Like
Cave
The Last
Raider?
of Us. Well, Tomb Raider I was always indifferent to.
Enjoy fun games then. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
The Last of Us looks interesting. I'd definitely play that.
Last of Us is a really good game.
It's
It's stronger in the storyline than it is in the game itself, but
I think the game itself does really well too. Only if you
It
play
looks
it
like
on
a
the
solid
harder.
but
If you play it on the harder difficulties, otherwise it's not like.
Yeah.
If you play it on the
Yeah, it's-
if you play on the hardest difficulty that you can, which the first time is only like the second hardest, it's
Yeah.
it's much better because then it actually feels much more dangerous. You die really easily.
oh yeah, it's
Why do-
it's actually a survival game.
Why
Right, so it actually makes it, and then supplies are like you never use your bullets because you get like 5 of them.
why do they
So-
always why do games do that where they're like, oh, you can't play at the hardest difficulty?
No idea.
I don't know because I don't know. To be fair, I'm kind of glad because if I had tried to play The Last of Us on the hardest difficulty the first time through, I would have probably given up because the hardest difficulty is fucking hard. Like it's,
Oh, yeah.
I got like halfway through it, and got to a point where I just couldn't finish it because it's like ridiculously difficult.
Was it? I'm sorry. Was it the
Go on, Cole.
part with the water where you're running through the water, and you had to start up that
Maybe.
generator?
Oh, you're talking about like the flooded.
Yeah, with the
Like-
flooded basement, and you had to power up the
Kind of,
generator.
I
and
think
then
it was around that area somewhere in there. I can't remember if that was before or after the kid turns into a zombie and then you shoot him. I think it was after.
Part of it, like,
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert for a
I've
3
been,
or 4 year old
like I said, I've been playing Halo: The Master Chief Collection, which has Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can pay like a couple of quid and get ODST as well. It's pretty cool. I got it for
Wait,
$10.
what?
It's the best $10.
Yeah, but
That's
like
been
it's
a
a
long time.
that seems weird that there's a collection of games and they don't include one of them. That's I guess because
Well,
it doesn't include
it's the Master Chief Collection, and ODST doesn't feature Master Chief.
Oh,
So,
right, but I
you
mean,
know.
like, how much more would it have cost them to put ODST in there? Like,
Well, it's a pretty big game.
and didn't
but
they
yeah,
already do the Halo, the remastered Halo Anniversary? They've already
Halo Anniversary. Yep, Halo Anniversary is the Halo 1 they have in that. They've also got Halo 2 remastered.
So
which-
you could buy Halo 1 twice remastered.
You could buy all the games twice. It's a collection, you know? That's what they do.
I know, but I mean, if they're gonna do that, they might as well have added ODST. Is my point because like they've already done a remake and sold it again, and now they're remaking the remake, but not
No,
really.
they're not
putting
remaking.
it-
They're not
just-
remaking the remake.
So it didn't cost them anything.
It's a
It didn't cost
bundle of
them-
games. It's literally no different than if they'd included the first game, like just as it is instead of the remaster. But
So wait, how is this different? So it includes Halo 4 then, right?
yes, it includes
That's the
Halo.
only
1
difference
and
between
4.
that and the Anniversary collection.
No, Halo Anniversary Collection is literally just Halo 1 on its own.
I thought I had Halo 2.
No, Halo 2 is exclusive to the Master Chief Collection, the remastered one.
Oh,
They
okay.
remastered it for the Master Chief Collection.
fair enough.
But I was playing it because we were talking about difficulty earlier, and you were saying like the hardest difficulty would have been impossible. It's really interesting to go through the 4 Halo games and see what the hardest difficulty means from these games from different eras. Like Halo 1 and Halo 2, yeah, they're the remastered editions, but they're still basically the same game, even though they look like fucking gorgeous. Halo 2 looks great.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just lost call. Alright, whatever. It's probably gone to raid. The raid's back on. It's really interesting how in the early days of video games, a harder difficulty basically just meant enemies had more health, you do less damage. And as you go on, you can see that actually AIs, as they got more advanced, their tactics changed when you up the difficulty, you know, and their equipment changes and stuff like that. It's really interesting to see the way it's evolved. So
Well, the thing that I always noticed playing Halo specifically, when you play at harder difficulties, 1, you die faster.
yes.
2, there's always more like shielded elites. always, and like they're always
Yeah.
the hardest difficulty ones. That's
Yeah.
to me, that seems to be the main difference. Is that like where once there was a blue elite, then it turns to red, then to whatever the higher level is.
That's partly what I was meaning. Like, it's the difference between a blue elite and a red elite in like Halo 1 and Halo
It's
2.
just health, basically.
Yeah, it's health and shields. Later on in the later games, the enemies do tend to be like the upgraded versions, but they also tend to be smarter
and
they
more
tend
aggressive, for sure.
Yeah.
More aggressive.
Mm. So it's really interesting to see the way that it's evolved over time. So.
But at the same time, I always felt like the Halo games got easier. Like Halo 1 on Legendary was fucking hard. Halo 2, well, I guess maybe not easier, but there were like spikes in difficulty.
I suppose.
I remember it was a thing for us, for me and my friends, to like race each other to see how fast we could get through the library on Legendary.
Yeah.
It was just so ridiculously.
I'm just like Halo Legendary becomes stupidly easy as soon as you buy a second controller, because then what you do is you just have the second controller be a second Master Chief or the Arbiter, depending on which game you're playing, and you just have him like he doesn't even have to do anything. He just like you just leave the controller and he's basically infinite respawns.
Yeah, which is.
It's really cheesy and really cheap, but it just makes it so much easier. So.
That's the point. Is you're supposed to get through the game with the difficulty as it is, not have infinite respawns.
I did this back in the days when I actually gave a shit about gamerscore, when I was that sort of kid.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I was too briefly. I played Avatar. I got the 1,000 gamer score from it.
I never played Avatar.
I did. I stooped that low.
Oh,
that was after my time.
Yeah. It's weird playing through Halo 3 because I still remember where all the skulls are. Like, I'll just be walking along, oh, that's the pillar where the skulls in behind.
You remember Halo 2, the one skull that was like so far extruded that you had to like go through this whole bit. Oh, that was like so much fun doing that.
Yeah.
But like it made the game feel like so, I don't know, it was like you felt like you were breaking the game by going outside of its bounds to get this skull.
I will say, like the remasters, they look like Halo 1 and Halo 2 remastered. They both have problems. The main problem is, like, I noticed this especially with Halo 1 remastered on the Truth and Reconciliation mission, the mission where you're trying to get into the Covenant ship, is that everything looks fucking much better. Like, there's no more hard, like, 90-degree corners on stuff. The problem is that the hit models are exactly the same. So when you've got a cliff, that's that in the original, but is like that in the remake, the hitbox is still there. So you can see enemies, but you can't actually shoot them. That's the problem that I noticed with that. But I will say Halo 1 still looks pretty great in the remastered version. Halo 2 remastered, holy fucking shit. The cutscenes are literally like feature film level good. Like
really? They increased that much? Huh.
Like, just look up the Halo 2 cutscenes with the Gravemind. It made me feel sick.
Is that a good or a bad thing?
It's fucking great, because the Gravemind is literally supposed to be made out of a pile of corpses. Like, that's what it's.
I remember it, but I remember it being like a polygonal. Just
big sausage worm thing. And it's still a big worm thing, but oh my god, you can see its teeth. It's oh god, it's oh god.
This sounds like you're describing like a Lovecraftian monster.
It really is.
Okay.
It really fucking is.
Okay.
It's fucking good. Jesus Christ.
What?
But yeah, I've been having fun with that.
Yeah.
So.
You know, speaking of remakes, I'm really surprised they haven't remade like the old Call of Duty games yet. Like that's free money right there. Like especially Call of Duty 2 and Call of Duty 4, that's free money. Just remake them with HD graphics and everybody would go buy them. I mean, I guess Call of Duty. Well, no, Call of Duty 4 was 720, wasn't it? Maybe.
I think so. I mean, it was 360. Yeah, so it probably was 720. The early ones, I must admit, were all pretty samey. Call of Duty 1, 3,
they're all samey.
Yeah, they're all
samey.
Well, no, I mean. In terms of in terms of gameplay, they're all very samey. But Call of Duty 4 was a major departure from Call of Duty 1, 2, and 3. Call of Duty 1, 2, and 3, I wouldn't be able to tell you where one campaign started and the other ended. Call
you
of
know
Duty
what's
4
funny? I recently, like a few weeks ago, Steam had a sale on all the Call of Duty games. So I bought Call of Duty 4 for like $5 or whatever to relive playing Call of Duty 4 because I just felt like doing it, I guess. And playing through it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember why I really loved this game because Call of Duty 4 is a really good game still.
Yeah.
And so then I replayed. I've been on like this binge of replaying all the Call of Duty games. To be fair, I pirated them all because I already own them, so I'm not buying them again.
Yeah.
My 360 doesn't work anymore, so I can't play them. So I just played them on my computer. And it is kind of amazing watching like the transformation because when like even though it was only a year in between each game, you kind of each new one felt like a big new thing, and even though you kind of knew it was still the same game over and over again, playing through them all like in a row, one day after the other, really is like, wow.
Yeah.
The only thing they did was add bigger explosions.
Yeah, this one's got a new red dot sight.
And more
Yay.
and more buildings falling down. Like, but in a different way, each game like ratchets up the scale to like a ridiculous degree. Call of Duty 4 feels so tame by comparison. Like like Call of Duty 4, the biggest thing to happen is they launch a nuke that you then blow up. Well, no, the nuke blows up inside of, I forget where it is, Afghanistan, I think. And
some faux Iraq country.
Yes, and then no, because it's supposed to take place in the real world.
The two things in Call of Duty 4 is you've got the nuke at the start, where you are the American soldier who gets nuked, and it's a fucking phenomenal moment. And later in the game, Russians launch 2 nukes, but you send detonation codes and they blow up somewhere over the ocean.
Right. Yeah. And so that's as crazy as that game gets. And at the time when that nuke blew up, and you were playing as I can't remember his name. I think it was like Paul Allen or something.
Oh, the American dude, yeah.
Yeah, you play as him for 2 missions and then he dies.
Yeah. Rip.
And then you play as a Soap for the rest of the game. But anyways, when that happens, like I remember that shit blowing my mind as you're like crawling on the ground towards the playground, and then there's just
you got the mushroom cloud in the background, and you're trying to dragging yourself from the wrecked helicopter. It was fucking phenomenal.
It's amazing how quickly those games turned into like schlocky, over the top.
Yeah. Like what was Modern Warfare 2?
Modern Warfare 2. The last
like mission. Captain Price launches a nuke at the United States in order to EMP the Russians. And you've got one mission where you're an astronaut who gets EMP'd by the nukes. Fall to the ground, and then you're fighting over the White House next to an Abrams, and there's trenches. And
let's not forget the mission where you go down the snowmobiles. You go down.
Yes. And you go 7,000 feet across a valley.
I was like, this is like a James Bond introduction.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. Die another day.
And he's shooting the gun all gangster like.
Yeah, you've got the akimbo submachine gun as you're fucking snowmobiling. Oh my god.
And you have perfect aim while you're on that snowmobile. You just pop people.
I remember like in the last mission when you're in the boat chase scene.
Yes.
And like you do the same thing. You don't even have to like aim at anything. You just hold down the trigger and the bullets somehow just go towards people. And
they're magnetic bullets. They have those in the future.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
I guess all bullets. No, they're lead, so they're not magnetic. Anyways, or they are magnetic because lead is.
Lead isn't magnetic, is it?
Yeah.
It's not magnetic, but it can be influenced by magnetic fields if they're strong enough.
Okay. So every soldier in the future, for some reason, wears magnetic vests to attract bullets.
Yeah.
Basically.
I don't know why you would do that. You would think you'd want the opposite, but look, I don't make the future.
Yeah. I mean, you've also got guns which can detect people's heartbeat. Like, it's, oh god.
But, so then after I played Modern Warfare 2, I played Modern Warfare 3. And that game, like the very first mission, you're launching not nukes, just missiles, out of a Russian sub to blow up other Russian battleships in the New York City harbor. Like this is ridiculous. That's like the first mission. And that whole game.
I don't think of Red Alert 3.
Before what?
Was
now,
that about Red Alert 3, Arch?
It just sounds like the opening of Red Alert 3 for some reason. Nuclear missiles going off everywhere, and
did you know, next Call of Duty, Bear Cavalry.
Bear Cavalry?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Wait, Bear Cavalry?
Yeah.
Just Bear Cavalry, then?
Bear Cavalry with nukes, because you need to ramp it up constantly.
Yeah.
It's nuclear
I
bears.
was thinking more like robotic or like mechanical bears.
No,
that's a bit
real
over the
bears.
top.
That would be a
Real
little bit
bears.
far-fetched.
Yeah.
Or is that the one after that one?
Truly, a weapon to surpass Metal Gear. Fucking God.
Gear.
Oh god.
Metal Gear.
So when I was
High D.
so when I was replaying through these games, I played a little game
There's a
with
security
myself.
camera.
I was
Yeah.
trying to remember what happened in which game, and so many things. I was like, I thought that was Modern Warfare 3. And it's like, no, that was Modern Warfare 2. Especially,
Modern
this
Warfare
happened a
3
lot
was
more
better.
when it came to Black Ops and Black Ops 2.
Really?
I could not distinguish between the two games at all. I couldn't remember anything that happened in Black Ops 2, and everything I thought that happened
The
in Black
numbers,
Ops.
Mason.
That's Black Ops 1.
Yeah. That's all of Black Ops 1.
Yeah, everything that I remembered about Black Ops 2 was Black Ops 1. Everything.
I've never played Black Ops 2, so all I know is the
I-
numbers, Mason.
For a long time, as I was playing through Black Ops 1, and everything that I thought was Black Ops 2 happened in Black Ops 1, I honestly convinced myself that maybe I didn't play Black Ops 2, maybe I imagined it. But when I finally did play it, I was like, okay, I kind of remember this, but I can see why I forgot it, because it's a very unmemorable game.
Yes, I've heard
I also
something
did
like
play
that.
Advanced Warfare for the first time, so that one I did actually pirate without paying for it.
I've heard
I don't feel bad.
alright.
Yeah.
I've heard that Advanced Warfare's alright. Like, especially the
Call of Duty.
multiplayer, it's changed it up a bit.
Oh, I
But-
heard that everyone hated the multiplayer.
Yeah,
because it became about who could get the highest. You just jump up really high and then shoot everybody
Maybe.
else. That's not really a problem in Destiny because there's not high points to get to. Everyone just jumps up and then you shoot them because they're floating around like an idiot.
I'm just about getting to the level in Destiny where I can start doing like the high level strike stuff.
Ah,
And I getting the Xbox has pushed my funds a bit hard because I need to get my dad a birthday present in a week or so. But when I finally get a microphone, I am going to be the fucking biggest piece of shit raider because every fucking ultimate in that game, I am going to make constant like Star Wars reference. Like I've got my warlock. He can shoot lightning from his hands. I'm just gonna quote Emperor Palpatine like unlimited power the entire time I'm doing that. Or you've got James Bond references with the Golden Gun Hunters. You've got the guy who throws hammers. How many hammer time jokes can you make with that? How many fucking Gears of War references can you make with that? It's a literal hammer of dawn. Literally.
yep. Yeah.
Like, oh my god! And every single light-based weapon you can make jokes
Technically,
about
it's-
it being like grossly incandescent. Oh my god! I'm going to be a
I
fucking
didn't even think about
asshole.
that.
Fucking, I'm gonna love it, and everyone's gonna hate it, and it's gonna be fucking great.
Yeah.
Ah, dear, I can't wait till I get
You can make Legolas jokes when you're playing Night Stalker.
Yeah, of course.
You start
Oh,
picking people off with a bow. 31, 32, 33.
It only counts as one. Yeah.
Yes, when you get. I love the in when you're playing Crucible and you get multi kills with your like specific super like Nova Bomb, you get space magic as your little medal that pops up, and I always start singing Space Jam whenever it happens.
Fucking great.
Or well, it doesn't work as well for Titan when you're doing Striker and you just like fucking
Jesus.
dive bomb at people.
Yeah.
So
I just
great.
realized that I could make like Arbian the Chief quotes for the Blade Dancer, like my ruffle knife goes swah 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 swah. But yeah, Jesus Christ, I completely forgot they existed for like 5 years of my life. Are they still a thing?
I don't
Oh,
think
what?
so.
Arbian the Chief.
You know,
I'm gonna Google it.
I never really watched that. I watched like one episode and thought this is really stupid, and so I never watched any more of it.
Yeah. Yeah, my brother was absolutely obsessed with it. I was like, oh,
and so,
oh my god, it's got an IMDb page.
Wow. There's I don't know what it is, but there's this thing that exists that's apparently very popular that's just called like RWBY.
Ruby, yes.
Yeah. I assumed it was Ruby, but I didn't know. And for the longest time, I thought that was somehow related to RB and the Chief. I still don't know what it is. I don't even know if it's Halo related.
It's not really. Like Ruby it's an anime-ish sort of thing created by Monty Oom of Rooster Teeth. So it's tangentially related.
So it's a Rooster Teeth thing.
Yeah, it's tangentially related. There's some of the same people working on it, but most of it's unrelated. I've never watched it because I'm not really into anime, but from basically everyone who has watched it, I've heard it's really good looking and there's a lot of cool stuff in it, but the characters are not great and the voice acting is mediocre at best.
This sounds like a good description of most Halo games.
Do we ask the chat for questions?
I don't think we have asked chat for questions.
Yeah, ask us questions about.
To make the point that while you console peasants have been rambling on about your console peasantry, I've actually been reading the fix that you reviewed the other day. Yeah, I like the way. I didn't like Thrice at Sundown.
Okay.
I was okay with Incomplete. I've not actually read Silver Ponies, but it looks interesting. So there you go.
Good
Reviews.
Yeah.
Good input.
Nice.
That was
Arch, you're an angel now. Welcome to the group.
Archonics. Thank you, everyone.
Yay.
You're officially a Seattle's Angels reviewer now. Congratulations for that dubious honor.
You're on the next round.
Do in 2 weeks.
No, 1 week.
Yeah.
1 week. You're right. 1 week.
You've got
My
4 stories.
mistake.
1 week. Go. I read a bunch of various stuff, including Kitsune Ryuzu's Dust and Harmony, which a lot of people were ranting and raving about last time, like when we had him on the stream. It's a really good Western story.
Yep.
But
I was waiting for the but. I'm always waiting for the but that's unrelated.
We all are.
Don't you have regular access to one of those now?
Well, not right now. Now she's 3,000 miles away temporarily. So.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a bit of an inconvenience.
Yeah. It's hard to. My arms aren't that long.
Not quite. But yeah, Dust and Harmony is a fantastic Western story. The problem I had with it is because it's an AU. It's completely different. Like Celestia isn't an alicorn; she's a unicorn, and she's basically founded a town and started all this sort of stuff. And sometimes it's very difficult to unlearn some things about characters. Because in this, the characters are roughly the same, but the situations that they're in are different. For example, Applejack and Big Mac aren't brother and sister. They're just married.
Wait, what?
What is this?
What?
Is this
Dust
Dust
and
and
Harmony.
Harmony? Is this a spoiler? Should I get mad at you?
It's not spoilers. It's
Wait, but to what end? What's the point of doing that?
The point of doing that is that they're using Applejack and Big Mac's character, but not like it's the same character. It's just not in the same circumstances.
Yeah, but why? But why are they married? Like, what purpose does that serve?
If you take it that far away,
Wait. Who got married?
Applejack and Big Mac.
Applejack and Big Mac.
They're not related.
They're not related. They are not brother and sister.
Yeah, I assumed that, but
They're related by marriage.
The question
you're all making points, and these are completely valid points because these are the thoughts I had when I read it. Like, why use Applejack in this situation when someone else could do it? And it's because, according to Kitsune, it's basically just you need to abandon all context for the characters because the context is completely changed in this universe. It's an alternate universe.
Yeah, they're in the world of dust, according to the description.
Yeah.
My understanding of it, so dust makes everybody get married. My understanding of this from when we talked about it. I listened. I didn't talk about it because I didn't read it. But listening to it when people talked about it last time was that it was a rewriting of the original series, but as a Western.
Yes.
And so
Kind
it
of.
seems really weird to me that they changed so much. Is it really rewriting then? That sounds like a complete overhaul. And the only thing that's the same is the names of the characters.
The characters themselves are
okay, so the
pretty much
characters stay the
unchanged.
same, but everything else is totally different.
It's just the situations that they find themselves in. Like Spike,
Is
he's
that
still
even
a dragon.
Is
He's
that
the
even
same sort of.
rewriting it then, though?
It's an alternate universe, but like you don't get too hung up on the idea that it's a literal rewrite of the first season because it's not really. Like the elements of
that's how
harmony.
Kitsune described it, so that's why.
Yeah, it's difficult to describe. The elements of harmony don't exist. Instead, there's harmony, which is a weapon, which has been split into 6 different parts, and Twilight, the sheriff, has been sent to assemble these parts because each part was given to a different person. And like all the characters are the same. Like Big Mac is still a stoic, gentlemanly sort of character. There's a character called, like Dash is still loyal and stuff like that, and various. I'm not going to spoil too much because character arcs develop throughout the whole thing. But the situations that they come from and the situations they found them on are completely different, and it took me a while to sort of internalize this. Like, I completely sympathize with all these sort of what the fuck's going on moments you guys have been having, because that's the exact moments I had. But it's still, at the end of the day, once you can get past that, it's a fucking great Western. It really reads like a really good Western story. If you didn't know about My Little Pony, you could read it and it would be a fucking good Western. Either way, you know, it's just a damn good.
About ironically, a Western about horses is not really that far fetched.
Yeah.
You think that those two would go hand in hand, or hoof and hoof rather?
Oh, no.
Get out.
Have you read
you out of
Tsunami
this
Arch?
chat.
The worst part is I wasn't even trying to make a joke.
Brains in mouth, I guess.
Yeah. Have you read
That
Dust and
sounds
Harmony
like a
Arch?
sexual thing.
I
now.
have not read
You
Dust
have
and
not?
Harmony. No.
I've read the first like 3 chapters.
I've never really been much for westerns.
Me neither.
That's probably the
honestly.
problem.
Like I've never been a huge Western fan because I don't give a shit about America.
It's probably
It's crap.
because the UK doesn't have a West.
We do.
We have a
Wales.
West.
Wales is a scary place.
No, that's what I'm saying. You don't have a West. It doesn't exist.
You think the UK doesn't have a West? Of course, like England doesn't, because all their West is in Wales. The UK fucking does,
Well,
and it's
technically, no. Everything.
Or
we have a
Ireland.
West-
Northern
everything
Ireland is
west
more
Greenwich.
West.
the island is not the fucking UK.
Country.
With
Northern Ireland, I said. Northern Ireland
That's
specifically.
fucking north.
is Scotland?
Yeah, but
like
it's also
the
more
West?
west.
No, Scotland is also the north.
Scotland
But
is
like,
north.
would it be
Scary
the,
place.
would it be the West if it was
It's the northwest.
Only the west of
North by
Scotland.
northwest.
The Western
Ouch.
Isles. The Western Isles might be the west, but they're wet and cold and rainy, you know, even in comparison to the rest of the country. So it's not really a kind of a western place. It's more of a sort
You
of
got
a
you got
mythical-
islands up in the northeast which are literally like the only things that live on these islands are sheep because we used to test anthrax there. So
Well, there's
Thanks,
some
okay.
by the way.
people
That's good to
there.
know.
Cool.
maybe Iceland would be your West. I don't know.
No. You see, that's Nordic.
It's not even the
It's
same.
completely
By
different.
that
But
logic,
I mean, it was like
I mean, if we go
like
far enough
a-
west, we end up on the east coast. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
you
Baltimore's
are
out
our
west.
west, America.
We are the West.
America.
Yeah, you are.
We're the west until you go too far west, and then China's the west.
But they're the east.
And then we're the west again. What?
Then who was
What?
west?
It's almost like we live on a
Round and round we go.
like
And
a
then you
spiral in a
were still
circle,
Yeah.
or possibly like a wheel within a wheel.
Fuck you.
The Earth is a series of wests.
Rainbow Dash flies west.
Oh.
Yeah.
I really hope that's the end of that story. She eventually just ends up right back where she started.
That'd be great. She just turns up and wait, that's Cloudsdale. What?
Oh,
What?
interesting.
Ah.
I guess that's what happens if you keep flying west.
No, she discovers India.
Wait a minute, isn't she flying east?
Yes, she is flying East Arch.
Well, if you go far enough east, I suppose you end up in the west anyway. So it doesn't
Oh
Yeah.
my
matter.
god!
The
eventually
West
she starts
Indies are to
flying
the
west.
east,
I remember
There was
hearing that the
reasons.
world. I remember hearing that the world in Rainbow Dash Flies East is actually like flat.
Ah,
And
so she
infinite.
goes far enough west or east or
It just
whatever, she
falls
falls off.
the edge.
Well,
So
that's
eventually,
that's the thing. That's the thing. I remember. Was somebody gonna say something?
No.
I remember reading a chapter in the story where they were literally like, there's like a dark part of the world on the flip side, and Rainbow Dash is eventually going to like go over the edge of the earth and then like back onto the bottom part of the world.
This sounds.
It's
This
the dark
sounds like
side.
a joke.
It's not a joke. This is literally the geography of the world in that story.
Is this
So,
canon?
like,
So what? They just take a detour south and then just.
so instead of the world being
Is it
like
south or down?
I don't know.
so, is
Maybe-
this like,
Wait. So they exist on a two-dimensional plane.
Basically, yeah.
So when
It's
they reach the
Minecraft.
end, does gravity like flip-flop, and then they are?
no, instead of the
up
world
on
being
the
a
bottom?
sphere, the world is like a tablet sort of thing. So you just walk along the edge for a bit and then you're on the underside.
Well, I want one of these.
Yeah. Rainbow
thought-
Dash hits the enter button.
But if
don't
I
know.
walk on a tablet right now, I don't end up on the other side.
Nope.
I mean,
Well,
maybe
you know what?
my
You know
foot would go
what?
through the other
Magic.
side.
Well, hey, it's only
If
it's
you
only
walk on a tablet, it'll cost you a few $100s. So.
And if you
the story is only 2.2 million words long, so you can go.
I
read
was gonna say it's only gonna cost you a few million words
Yeah.
to get to the
How
other
far
side.
through the story is he? Because I know he's got like 8 stories planned out in
He-
total. Is he on the
It's
4th?
only book one of 1 million.
Yeah.
It's actually 8 parts of a planned quintology.
Jesus Christ.
Quintology?
The
No, I'm
quintology
joking.
of 8.
Eight parts. Oh,
he has like 4 stories left or something.
I thought when you said quintology, I was thinking you meant like this was, we were 4 parts into the first 8 parts of an 8-part series.
I would not be surprised if Skirts actually did that.
Yes,
I'm getting
it's
confused.
what is that like eight times? Oh Jesus, I can't even do that math.
I mean, that's when you're starting to get into string theory and multidimensional theory.
There's so many words that it
How many
actually
high
takes
dimensions
longer
of
than
stories
the average
yeah,
human
you know.
life to read.
The trilogy of 5. But yes.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, this entire fucking stream is just like various forms of train wreck. Like in the middle we had a video game related train wreck. Like
I
we
wanna
just had
make that
Master
point.
Chief being hit by a fucking sleeper.
At least we actually had a stream.
It's true.
It's true.
Yes,
look
you're
back at
welcome,
the-
everybody watching.
You're welcome. No,
look
don't
back
think
at
about
the-
we're
back at the
sorry.
chat.
We're sorry.
I'm not. Don't apologize for me.
Just look back in the chat about an hour ago. We're all just sitting around like, well, it's 15 minutes past the starting point. Are we actually going to do this?
Fuck it.
Yep, that's about right.
Fuck
Just
it.
keep going.
Yeah.
Something
We
will
can't
happen.
stream without our ferret, you know. She's basically the one who makes us do anything at this point.
Yeah.
This is probably true. I wouldn't know.
I did
I'm dead.
reviews. I'm
Yeah,
not
you
even
did.
official, and I did reviews. So
Yeah, you
fuck
did.
Yeah, good work, Art. That
You've
makes
done
you
more
official.
work than the rest of us put together. Oh my god.
Plum, were you here when we talked about unboxing the stories?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was not here for
I
this.
jokingly said when we were talking about if we were going to talk about the fix or not, somebody's mentioned that all we would be doing is like reading the titles, like, yep, those are fix we reviewed. None of us read them, and I said that's like the film fiction equivalent of unboxing videos. Here's the story. This is the title.
Here's the
These are the
cover
tags
art.
that are on it.
box.
Yeah. Oh Jesus Christ.
Are you unboxing?
Yeah, there's nothing in there, just like the stream.
Oh. Oh.
And on that note, we should just end.
Fucking rip. Jesus Christ.
We should have called this stream #wrecked.
Yeah. We can't. Seeing as we don't have a thread, we can absolutely change the title of the stream at any
Well,
point.
please do. Be
Yeah.
my guest.
That takes effort. So.
We don't
Ferret's
have a
Ferret's
thread.
not here to make me do it. So. Yeah.
Oh, Phazon will do it.
Yeah.
I've got obs here, if you know.
Yeah, true.
Do
True.
we need a mod to make a thread for us in our own group?
We should just get Obs to do everything from now on.
That's a good point.
Doesn't he already write all the reviews, or is that Alex?
That's
No,
That was D.
Wanderer D.
yeah,
Oh,
what
that's
did
D. You're right.
who still owes me a whiskey night,
Yes.
if you're watching D.
Of course he's watching.
If anybody is watching at this point.
I'll bring a bottle.
We have 4 viewers,
Uh-oh.
and by 4 I mean 4,000.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be
That only counts
surprised.
in increments of thousands.
I wouldn't be surprised if we were like stuck in like tab 12 of somebody's browser and they just forgot that they left us on or something.
Probably.
Yeah, you normally get at least 8.
Yeah, but
going on,
we
man?
don't have a thread. So
And most of the views come afterwards, and people are done anyway. Like people watch the
people can
usually,
just
I don't
put
know
this
what
on in the background and do something else, like fucking actual work,
masturbate.
which is what we don't. Yeah.
As long as you do that in the background, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, it's just the voices. It's not the images.
Are you sure? it's not the
No one's
images?
masturbating to this, is what I'm saying.
Can't be too sure.
I was gonna make that joke. Jesus.
Well, obviously, someone is willing to do it if they said yes.
They're not. Well, they're masturbating to the voices, not to the
Of
images.
course. Of course. Welcome to being British.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's mostly Plum's voice.
Being British and talking to Americans is just like, oh my god, I love your voice. Thanks. I have other things too. Like I'm a
Oh, yeah.
person, believe it or not.
Oddly enough, British people don't seem to like American voices.
Depends where they're from.
Yeah. Depends where they are.
So if they
I'm more
have,
partial
like,
to southern accents, so
Yeah.
What's up with Southern accents? They're so annoying.
Really?
Who lives in the South? Sorry, Southwest.
I was born in Texas, but I moved before I picked up any accent.
Yeah, same here.
And yeah,
Wait, where in Texas are you from?
Dallas.
Oh, well then never mind. You filthy Dallas
Dallasite.
delicious.
I'm like a suburban
Delicious.
southerner, so I don't know if that counts.
Oh, I lived in a tiny ass town where everyone had a heavy accent and still does. So, I mean, I moved out when I was like 6, so I never picked up the accent either. I picked up general American accent.
Hello, cat. But yeah, in case you haven't noticed, I don't particularly have a very strong Scottish accent. 99%.
You just sound British with like a slight Scottish.
I have a general British.
He sounds like he's from Edinburgh.
Not quite.
Not
Yeah.
quite. Oh,
You would very easily tell if I sounded like I was from Edinburgh. Oof.
Can you do an Edinburgh
Well,
accent
that
for
sort
us?
of upper
Not
class
right now.
Scottish sort of poet voice.
Like Burns.
Al Murray did the sketch of the 5 different Scottish accents, didn't he? Do you remember that one, Plum? Did you ever see that one?
I don't think I've ever seen that. So what is it? Glasgow, Edinburgh, Ireland.
Hang on, I'll find the video and.
Who's that really famous Scottish comedian? Like modern,
Billy.
contemporary.
Billy something.
Shit.
I know the one you mean. I can't remember his name now.
Yeah.
He's hilarious though. He's kind of like fat.
No, that's not who I was talking about.
Isn't he? He's Scottish though, isn't he?
I have no idea who you're talking about, so possibly.
Or maybe he's Irish. I don't remember now.
Are you talking about Dara O'Brien, who's a
Yes.
fat
Oh,
Irish?
he's Irish. That's right.
Yeah, he's not Scottish.
He's
He is not Scottish.
My bad. He's Irish. But he is hilarious though.
He is pretty funny, yeah. I loved his skit on it. He does fairly often skits about video games, like how you won't ever find a story that'll quiz you on what's happened in the game so far. And just, what happened in chapter 12, and what are the repercussions for this character? Like, yeah.
I was watching this old clip of Mock the Week with Dara O'Brien and John Oliver before he came here. And they were talking. I think this is why I thought he was Scottish, is because they were talking to a Scottish guy, and they were mentioning something about global warming and how the coast was going to move up, whatever. And the Scottish guy said something about how He's like, yeah, that's horrible and all, but it's gonna be great for us Scottish because we just go up on the hills and watch all the Englishmen drown.
Yes. Fucking great. Frankie Boyle, he's a fantastic comedian with his Glaswegian accent.
Glaswegian.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. It's fucking appropriate that Glasgow has glass in its name because that's basically all they do to foreigners.
It wasn't Billy Connolly, was it?
Billy Connolly! That's who I was thinking of.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of too. But no, there's the fat fella who did Rob C. Nesbitt.
No, Alex was talking about Dara O'Brien.
Yeah, I'm talking. Yeah.
He's Irish.
Yeah.
I know. I figured that out, but he's still funny though.
Sure, I was paying attention. I was trying to find Al Murray, so.
Oh shit! I can't remember the other guy's name now. I just forgot. There's another Irish comedian. He's dead now, but
Rip.
it's really funny. He did the show Father Ted, which was fucking.
Oh yes.
I can't remember his name.
I can tell you his name in a second. Oh no, it's not very mine.
Father Ted is probably the best Irish TV show I've ever seen. Which
Father Ted's pretty great.
It's really funny.
Dermot Morgan, Adel
Yeah,
O'Hanlon.
Dermot Morgan.
It'd be Dermot Morgan, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Dermot
a shame
Morgan's
it's
great.
bad.
You guys, if you guys haven't seen Father Ted, fucking check it out. It's great.
Do yourselves a favor and go watch Father Ted. They make fun of the movie Speed in one episode, and it's it's so great.
Oh my god!
Remember when he's like when they're about to hit the stack of boxes, like empty cardboard boxes. He gets out and starts moving them individually. The Christmas episode where they get lost in the mall in the lingerie section. And they keep finding other priests.
I don't think I've seen that one.
That was like a few seasons in, I think.
Hilarious. Oh, guys.
Father Ted's such a great show.
Yeah, absolutely is.
Yeah.
Sure about that, Ted.
Oh, he's a racist now, is he?
Oh, great.
I tell you, I can explain all this. No, I can't.
The show is it's
oh my god.
it's
guys,
great. There's nothing else to say about it other than it's really great. Although I think it's probably a lot funnier if you have either been to Ireland or understand like the Irish
anything
jokes.
about Ireland.
Yeah.
Irishland, I almost said.
I think they make jokes about like in Ireland. One thing that was so annoying whenever I would call someone on the phone is when you hang up. It's always like bye 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 bye.
That's like Victor Dibley right there.
Oh
no. Yes.
There was an episode where the what was the name of their like housekeeper lady who always brought them tea? Miss something. I don't remember. But there's an episode where her and a friend go out for tea and they're like, oh no, I'll pay, I got this. And they end up like getting into a big argument and get arrested and go to jail. And then they argue about who's gonna pay the bail to get out of jail. Like, no, I'll pay.
Christ.
I'll put that away.
Mrs. Doyle.
Mrs. Doyle. Yes.
Would you like a cup of tea, Father?
Oh, I'm fine, Mrs. Doyle.
Thank you very much.
Would you not have some tea?
Go on. No, Mrs. Doyle, I'll be absolutely fine. Oh, go on. No, Mrs. Doyle. Oh, go on.
Sorry. Would you not just have just a cup? Just a cup. One cup of tea.
Go on.
Accurate. In Ireland, you are not allowed to turn down a cup of tea.
Yes, that's true.
It's really true.
I drank probably more tea than any man should in a lifetime when I was in Ireland.
Ireland drinks an awful lot of tea, and I'm saying this as someone who drinks an awful lot of tea.
After I left, I was like addicted to it. I bought boxes of berries tea and drank it after I got back here. Berries is the best. So
Yorkshire tea, man, it's fucking great.
I like my Irish breakfast tea.
English
Though
breakfast
it's called
tea.
breakfast tea, it is really an anytime tea.
Absolutely, I will agree with that.
Builders tea, really.
I should say that while
The
having a cup, very
England's
tiny
breakfast
tiny
tea is the builder's tea, and Irish breakfast tea is slightly different from it. But
Yeah.
All tea is builder's tea. Just have to leave it in the cup until it's turned to about, the consistency of concrete.
yeah,
You pour some milk
true.
on top and jam it in. That's
If you pour it like honey, it's builder's tea.
yeah. That's
My
about
favorite thing about living in Ireland, well, working in Ireland, is the frequent tea breaks.
Mm.
It would I swear to God, we would just be sitting there doing nothing at all, and then someone would look at their watch. Oh, you think we should have some tea now? Think about time for a tea break.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's have some tea. Someone get the kettle running.
I recently started a job at a pharmacy, and it's fucking great because it's basically 24/7 a tea break.
Yeah.
You've always got the kettle on the boil.
I remember
fucking heaven. Oh.
one time we were at work and we spent 3 hours drinking tea and watching reruns of the Ali G show.
Oh Christ! Jesus.
That was I got paid for that shit. I got paid $15 an hour to watch Ali G. So anybody who's watching who doesn't have a job, go work for the embassy in Ireland. You get paid to watch Ali G. I promise.
I forgot Ali G was a thing.
Yes.
Jesus.
That was Sacha Baron Cohen before everyone knew it was Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah. So basically, for those who don't know what Ali G is, basically the Borat guy, except he's a chav.
Yeah.
It's fucking.
It's a whole, but he runs like as a talk show, right? It was it's beautiful.
every single episode. Is it 'cause I is black?
Is it 'cause I is black?
You
disrespecting these bitches. Fucking Jesus Christ.
Ali G.
Yeah, that was certainly something.
I'd heard about Ali G before I got to Ireland.
You had an
and also, but I'd never had the chav experience until I got there and was like,
Lord.
That's not even a joke. That show might as well have been reality.
It's a documentary. It's basically a documentary. Yes. That's it.
Yes, chavs and knackers are the worst.
Jesus.
Kind of like Yes Minister, only modern.
Christ. That's a reference and a half. An absolute moment, except for us.
We alienated everybody that was listening.
Yes.
Yep. I've been zoned out for a while.
Yeah. I noticed that, Mr. Sid Meier-Sivler. No, you started playing FTL, didn't you?
I opened him and closed him right away.
Yeah. But yeah.
You can go check now. I'm not playing anything.
God.
You're on Origin, secretly playing Battlefield or something.
Yeah, well, there you go.
On this over laptop? Are you kidding me?
I saw that earlier, Arch. I didn't comment on it. Gotta say, with Cloud getting into it and the planetary stuff coming out later this year, I'm really tempted to get back into that.
Into what? Elite. Oh yeah, I just got that a while ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I only played it briefly because my computer can only run it low, so it looks kind of shitty. It takes some of the fun out of it. But yeah, once those updates for planetary stuff comes out, I will definitely start playing it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've got myself an Imperial Clipper. I can't wait to see what I can do with that when planetary landings alive. That's gonna be great.
Speaking of planetary landing, though, fuck, I cannot wait for No Man's Sky.
You will not see me for a long time after I get that game.
Yeah, I am totally sort of on board with the skepticism of how could it possibly be as good as everyone thinks it's gonna be, but I'm gonna counter that with who cares? It's gonna be fucking awesome. You get to travel even if the worlds are not that unique, there's still the ridiculous amount of them and the idea that you could go to one planet and spend hours searching it and only cover a tiny little area is crazy.
That kind of reminds me a bit. Well, this entire No Man's Sky reminds me an awful lot of the situation with Starbound, which was Yeah.
That turned into
Those.
quite a debacle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
But they,
Starbound, it sounded fantastic. It's why I bought the bloody thing back when
yeah.
it came out,
But didn't
because
they
I
release
loved
it like?
Terraria.
Yeah,
But
didn't they kind of release it before it was really done though?
it's even now, it's not great. Like
Okay.
Terraria, I will forever holds a place in my heart as being something that I originally thought was just 2D Minecraft, but actually turned out to be something insane and an awful lot of fun with friends. No Man's Sky just sort of, it's just Terraria minus 90% of Terraria minus the fun of Terraria, but you can go to planets. It's like, you know,
I don't
going to
know.
planets isn't
I really
big
like.
enough for me.
I never liked Minecraft or Terraria because those aren't my
Mm.
kind of games. But I like this because of the space exploration aspect, and I really
Oh yeah,
like.
the space exploration aspect is cool, but that wasn't like that on its own isn't really enough for me. Like the
I
thing
mean,
with
it is for me, but
yeah,
that's why I bought Elite was just so I could fly to fucking planets.
yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
But the problem is you don't get to land on the planets, so
Yet.
you basically fly to a big dot that gets to a bigger dot, and then it becomes a
Probably the
circle.
biggest, the most fun thing in Elite you can do at the moment, or at least for me, is as a mercenary encountering a conflict zone. Like there's a war going on, and you fly into the zone and you pick a side, and then
Oh,
partway
yeah,
through the fighting, a capital class ship warps into
Oh
the middle
my
of the
god,
fight.
yes. The sound of that.
I know your entire ship, bloody. Oh my god,
It just shakes.
it's a beautiful moment.
Just
There's videos of it, and it's fucking like the first time that happened to me, I was like, "What the fuck is going on? What?" I was looking at a star, and now I see guns. There's a lot of guns.
The star
Yeah.
is made of guns.
Pretty much.
Just this fellow runs in and plays this huge guitar chord, and there's black clouds everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the ship just
It's like a
goes.
really angry guitar. It's fucking great. Oh dear. But yeah, like Starbound versus Terraria. Terraria. Like I don't like people comparing it to Minecraft because yeah, they both have blocks and you can mine them, but that's pretty much where the similarities end. Like I was playing Terraria with Obs a little while ago. I was a mage on a flaming unicorn who shot dark scythes and that sort of thing. I had rocket boots. Like
You were playing a game.
yeah, Obs. He also had a unicorn. His was metallic. No, he was flaming, and his unicorn was metallic, I think.
So this is robot unicorn attack now.
And we were fighting like the brain of Cthulhu, and there was stuff like Skeletron Prime. We went to hell. We fought the Wall of Flesh.
As you do.
Yeah, like you go down far enough, there's demons and fire imps, and well, you can find voodoo dolls that look like one of the NPCs that lives with you, and if you throw them into lava, the NPC dies and is replaced with the Wall of Flesh, which is a boss that spits worms at you, and it's Minecraft doesn't compare with its fucking skeletons, zombies, and creepers. Like
It does have skeletons riding spiders.
It does.
And Endermen.
Equally, you have plants.
Metallic unicorns, though.
You have lizardmen, flaming unicorns. Unicorns are dicks in Terraria. They will charge you from off the street.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, they charge you around a lot. They snort a lot.
Master race.
Flying snails that shoot lasers at you.
So wait, sorry, what was that? They charge you a lot?
Yes.
What?
Okay. There's flying snails that shoot lasers. There's harpies. There's wyverns. It's an entirely fucking different thing. Like you can get invaded by goblins. Like the goblin army turns up and tries to wreck your shit.
Obviously, that's what they do.
Once you defeat the Wall of Flesh, the goblins go, "Oh shit, we can't deal with this guy," and they never turn up again. Instead, you get attacked by pirates.
Yes.
During
Pirates.
the Christmas holidays, you can find snowmen. If you attack the snowman, Frosty the Snowman turns up and is pissed, and he leads a snowman army to attack you. Like,
Speaking
That's kind of what I'm
pirates.
kind of excited about, like No Man's Sky, because there's supposedly gonna be.
Maud is now playing Terraria. Fucking great. But yeah, you were saying, Red.
There's supposedly going to be that variety of crazy, insane animals and whatnot. I mean, hopefully they'll all have their own special behaviors.
Pirate lizards.
Pirate lizards, yes. That would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of pirates, though, has anybody seen The Martian yet?
No.
God, fuck you guys.
Oh,
Great.
pirating the movie. Right, of course. Right.
What?
Carry
I
on.
didn't pirate. What? No.
What does the Martian
What did it have to do with pirates?
No, there's a part in the movie where Matt Damon is talking to himself in the camera, and he's explaining how Mars technically falls under maritime laws. And
Okay.
once he leaves the habitat that he's in, he is in international waters, and because he is taking his rover and taking it technically without permission, that makes him a space pirate.
Nice.
And he says, "I'm the first ever space pirate." And he asks NASA to call him Captain Blondebeard. It's a great movie. It's really funny. Like, it's a lot funnier than I would have expected.
I want to see The Martian. Like, apparently it's a really good book, but I definitely want to see the movie.
I've heard the film is quite good. I want to see it as well.
It's very, very scientifically accurate. Like, there's only some parts that are like, nothing is beyond the bounds of reason. Like, some of it's a little bit like movie-ish, but none of it is like so unbelievable. Like most space movies.
So it may not be realistic per se, but it's grounded in reality.
It's pretty realistic.
Well, it may not be entirely realistic then.
Right. No, but like it does a very good job of
it's on me local cinema.
There you go.
Go
Watch it. It's really good.
I'm gonna drag my family along to see it on Wednesday because apparently it's really good. So
yes, it's fantastic. It's probably the most scientifically accurate space movie I've ever seen. There's a lot of like astrodynamics and astrophysics. Like that shit never gets talked about. I mean, Interstellar did it, but
Interstellar was space fantasy.
It's more, but it's Interstellar is like much more in the genre of like space fantasy or science fantasy, where these are things that are like technically feasible but pretty beyond the bounds of like when he goes inside the black hole.
Yeah, that was a bit.
If you had a big enough black hole, the event horizon would be large enough that the gravitational forces might not crush you. But
no.
Well, we don't know.
No, by the event horizon, the gravity is strong enough that light cannot escape. That's the very definition of the event.
Well, I know,
horizon.
but like if you had a supermassive black hole, it would be big enough that the singular point that it gets
outside the event horizon. Like, there is totally low enough gravity to orbit around it or whatever.
I think
the supermassive black holes, it's large enough to avoid spaghettification outside the event horizon.
That's a way to put it.
There.
No, that's the literal term.
That's a real astrophysical term.
Yeah, spaghettification is the effect that happens, particularly with smaller black holes, where the gravity that your feet are experiencing is so much stronger than the effect that your head's experiencing that your feet get pulled away from you and you turn into a string.
Oh my god, yeah, it actually is the technical term
Yeah,
for
it is the technical term.
It is.
It's a technical term for a theoretical concept because we don't know these are all nobody's ever been inside of a black hole.
Yeah, but no one's ever going to be able to report from the inside of a black hole. Whatever.
I just imagined a news reporter like, Tom, I'm here in a black hole.
And that is the first.
Can you describe what's going on in there, Tom?
Yeah, it's very heavy.
I'm experiencing spaghettification. My feet are stretching out.
My microphone is several miles long now. Yeah. Like, it's weird how like it's particularly prevalent in smaller black holes, but the larger the black hole gets, the less likely things are to spaghettify.
Yeah. And the other thing about Interstellar is that the whole point is that he passed into the event horizon going at a sufficient speed that he would just right through it.
And that completely ignores the fact that as gravity gets stronger, time slows down. So,
time slows down for you, but for everyone else, it's still going the same speed. The one thing that
time slows down for other people. For you, it appears to be going the same speed.
Fair enough.
But
so basically,
to
Anne Hathaway flying away, Matthew McConaughey would have just kind of like slowly shifted red and then disappeared.
Yeah.
But that's not very moving. That's not very. Also, she wouldn't be able to talk with him because the signal wouldn't be able to get out of the ship because the black hole would be pulling it in.
And so on and so forth. I did like the bit with the waves.
Then the power of love helped them out anyway. So
all that being said,
it was the power of friendship.
All that being said, I loved Interstellar too. So
it was a brilliant movie. I love that.
It was a really good movie.
Yeah, it's just that like it's got lots of elements that are crazy. But
what movies did the Wachowski twins make? I know they made The Matrix and the sequel.
They did Cloud Atlas.
I just realized that.
Vendetta.
I just realized that after all of our babbling, we just like put out a legitimate science fact in the middle of the stream. Like we've been talking about. Yeah.
If you let me talk, I will fucking talk about science facts all day. It's fucking great.
Like we've been going on about Halo and Call of Duty, and then like Equestria Girls, and then they're like, well, here's the actual technical term for what happens when you die in a black hole.
Spaghettification. Well, you're dying outside of a black hole.
Outside of a black hole.
If the actual real term for what would theoretically happen if you were to theoretically go in a black hole, which we could theoretically get to.
All we need is a volunteer and enough.
and a spaceship that could read black hole without you dying before you get there.
Spaghetti.
So when I get there, I can just eat all the spaghetti I want? Is that
well,
how
no,
work?
no. What will happen is when you get there, you'll just be spilled everywhere.
Oh.
What happens outside of the event horizon is your palms get really sweaty.
Oh, I just thought of a really great joke that is not a great joke at all, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It's what happens in the event horizon stays in the event horizon.
Yep.
Yeah. Except for Hawking radiation.
Which is also theoretical and may not exist, as even Hawking himself has said. Because now he's come around to the idea that a black hole actually hides an entire universe inside itself.
Has he?
Yes. Yes, that's the greatest thing.
That's kind of like
Ian M. Banks came up with it first.
But don't we?
Future.
To go back to Interstellar, it's kind of like what happens to Matthew McConaughey is he gets inside the black hole, and he can see all of space-time stretched out before him. I mean, he sees one particular instance, like stretched out across all of time, but theoretically he could see everything.
As a person falling into a black hole, what you would do is you would see the entire universe end in an instant. That is what you'd see.
That's kind of cool. I want to see that.
Yeah, because for you, like, past the event horizon, time for you would slow down to infinite. Like, the passage of time would speed up because time itself would be appearing to go slow or whatever. Like, you would, like, billions of years would pass in a heartbeat. Basically.
Of course, on the counter to that, you would also be subjected to billions of years of radiation all within a split second. So you were basically fried.
Well,
you would just be fried. Yes.
You'd be toasted spaghetti.
Yeah. Toasted spaghetti. Yeah, you'd be baked. That's what you'd be.
You have all your sweater already. Jesus Christ. Like, if Stephen Hawking doesn't believe in Hawking radiation and believes this universe in the center of black holes, so how does he explain quasars? Because quasars literally rely on Hawking radiation to exist, and we know they exist.
No, I thought quasars were neutron stars that were spinning really fast.
Those are... Oh, God. Maybe I'm my terminology.
I thought.
Quasars are believed to be powered by accretion of material into supermassive black holes.
Yes. Quasars are basically black holes where the Hawking radiation from the black hole makes it look. It acts similarly to a spinning neutron star, but it's a black hole doing it. Because let's face it, a neutron star is a black hole that failed.
You would have to ask Stephen Hawking.
There has to be something. There has to be something coming out of the quasar for us to see it, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Like
it
light.
It could be just an electrical light.
There's just a guy with a flashlight stood next to it, slowly turning to spaghetti, just flashing a flashlight.
He's trying to signal for help.
It's Morse code. Help! I am spaghetti.
Oh boy.
Oh dear. What is the neutron star version of a quasar?
It's a really, really fast spinning neutron star.
Yeah, I know it is. I'm trying to find what the term is.
Magnetar?
Magnetar is related.
Okay.
Magnetar is basically a neutron star that is ludicrously strong. Pulsar!
Pulsar!
Oh! Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Pulsar.
Yeah, the Magnetar is a neutron star with, like, thousands of times more magnetic field than should ever really be theoretically possible.
Yeah, so basically they're a mathematical construct that probably doesn't actually exist.
They do exist.
Well, no, what we've seen is things that we've decided to cram into mathematical models of things that should exist, but we don't actually know what they are because we can't see them, or we see it through
No, the Magnetar we have literally observed. Like, the thing with the Magnetar is, it's such a small object. It's like 20 kilometers across at some of them. Like, and they've got such.
Oh, it's Donald Trump. Okay, I get it now.
He's 20 meters across.
20
kilometers. It's his ego. It's his ego.
Yeah, Donald Trump's ego is so massive it bends light around itself. Yes.
It explains his hair. Light.
Oh shit! I just looked up magnetars. Like other neutron stars, magnetars are typically around 20 kilometers in diameter. I pulled 20 kilometers out of my ass.
20 kilometers of what?
In diameter. Wow. Of ego.
Yes, magnetars have a really big ego.
Starquakes, yes. Fucking starquakes. Those are fucking cool, right? Basically, a neutron star, it's a black hole that didn't quite make it. It's collapsed in on itself, so it's 20 kilometers across. It used to be like 4 or 5 times as large as the sun, squished into 20 kilometers. And because of this intent, like, the one thing stopping it from, like, collapsing into a black hole is the fact that neutron degeneracy, it's not quite big enough to overcome the forces that neutrons have to keep each other apart. It is as dense as you can possibly get without breaking the universe. And, like, as a result, they have all sorts of freaky stuff. And earthquakes can happen on these things. They're called starquakes, which is fucking metal. That's
a pretty cool name.
Starquakes are awesome, but in a magnetar, a starquake is so powerful it'll just shift like a fraction of a percentage of an inch, and it lets out enough energy, thousands of nuclear bombs per inch.
Jesus Christ.
Insane levels of power in these things. Fucking love it. Astrophysics, fucking metal. Learn astrophysics, kids. You will not fucking regret it.
It's Darkwing was also an arcade adventure platform game.
Learn video games.
And we're back.
Yeah.
Not to break up this beautiful astrophysics lesson, but I think we're the only ones.
If a black hole could do a starquake.
I think we're the only ones who actually care that the stream is going on anymore.
I don't fucking care that they don't care. I'm gonna talk science shit.
Yeah, I like listening to him talk science. It's sort of it's quite
great.
soothing.
I like we mentioned pulsars earlier. For those who don't know, like, neutron stars have insanely, like, they break basically almost every rule. They don't break every rule. They stretch every rule. Black holes break every rule.
We do not understand the rules by which they function yet.
Yeah. Well, neutron stars, we know the rules. Black holes don't. We don't. Neutron stars are as far as we can get and completely understand.
Do we really completely understand in the same way that we completely understand gravity?
Yes.
Which we don't. We don't understand how we don't understand how gravity exists.
We understand nothing, Jon Snow.
We understand most about gravity, but like There is nothing about a neutron star that
but...
is theoretical. We understand what goes on in a neutron star. We don't understand how gravity works, but who gives a shit, because it does work. We don't know how it works, but we know that it does, and we follow those rules. But like, and the neutron star follows those rules as well. But like pulsars, for those who don't know, a pulsar is a neutron star that is spinning, like, it can be multiple times a second. Imagine if the Earth orbited once per second. And imagine, like, a pulsar can do that dozens of times a second, essentially. And as a result of its insanely quick spin, it gives off, like, beams of microwave or radio wave energy. And because it spins, we get these little pulses, heavens, pulsar, of energy, possibly several times a second, maybe once every few seconds, maybe once even a few minutes if it's an incredibly slow pulsar.
They're very
LGM. Mm-hmm.
But
the first time we discovered a pulsar, we, like, radio telescopes were turned to the sky and they heard this rhythmic clicking noise, and it was perfectly rhythmic.
Like, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is they're
like,
you could set your watch by them. They're that.
Oh yeah, they did. And when they heard this perfectly rhythmic thing, they were like, "No natural thing could do this. It must be aliens." And so the first ever pulsar was called the first ever pulsar was called LGM-1, which stands for Little Green Men 1.
Which
science.
Is completely different from the WOW signal.
Oh dear. But yeah, science, bitches, it's fucking cool. Astrophysics is amazing. Ah, Christ Almighty. I'm just now I'm on the Wikipedia page for neutron stars, and this stuff.
Oh well, I guess we've lost you for the rest of the week.
Wow.
Oh, it's Saturday.
But yeah, one whole day. Oh no. Yeah,
wait, it's Sunday morning.
It is Sunday over here. This is true.
Yes.
We'll just find Plum
shouldn't you all be in church then? Jesus.
We'll just find Plum like curled up in a corner of his room with his laptop. He'll just be babbling about astrophysics.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. I can babble about astrophysics all day.
It's really interesting.
Black holes and shit.
Yeah. This is why I cannot wait for when we have actual space, like when we have space travel beyond our solar system, if that happens in our lifetime, because shit's gonna get crazy real fast.
Oh yeah, shit's not really crazy.
I know, but we can't experience it firsthand.
True.
Unless you play Elite Dangerous.
Unless you play Elite Dangerous. This is true. You can go to the center of the Milky Way and like try and avoid getting eaten by black holes. So.
Yeah. That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
I love astrophysics for how little we understand astrophysics.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
We know an awful lot. We just don't understand it.
We know an awful lot, and we know an awful lot about what we don't know.
Yeah.
Like there's what we know is like this huge thing, but what we don't know is even bigger than that. It's the rest of the universe.
Yeah. Like the simple fact that the universe exists is baffling, because at the beginning of the universe, we believe that matter and antimatter were created in equal amounts. But if that's the case, why the fuck didn't all the antimatter and matter annihilate each other? Why is there no antimatter right here? Because if there was, I'd be dead.
How do you account for how what's the thing that they're trying to figure out now is like why there's more like gravity than there should be?
Oh, dark matter.
Like they can't account
energy.
for like all the
dark matter and dark energy, because that's a whole
other
different level of bullshit.
Yeah. And,
antimatter we know an awful lot about, because we can create it, we can make it in labs, we can make anti-quarks and stuff like that.
Right.
So that we understand, we just don't know why there's more matter than antimatter.
Dark matter is a thing that is like extremely theoretical. It's just a word for...
We can't see it or detect it or measure it in any sort of way.
Well, no, we can measure it.
No, we can't.
No,
what we can do is we can look at what's out there and plug it into mathematical models of what we believe the universe should be. And the mathematical models say there should be more mass than there is. So we say, oh, there's this dark matter. But we can't measure
the thing,
it.
Isn't it? Like dark matter isn't a literal like thing you can put on a plate. It's a nebulous concept of the thing that we can't detect.
The
thing that we can't explain. The thing that we've detected but we can't explain. Like we know there is something that is contributing and making things heavier than we thought it should be. We just haven't got any of it, and we don't know how to get any of it. So,
yeah, this is why Neil deGrasse Tyson doesn't like it being called dark matter, because matter makes it sound like a thing that, like it's
a lump of it.
Some thing that you could look at, and really it's just a concept.
Mm-hmm. This is why a lot of scientists prefer dark energy, because it's just.
Well, no, dark energy and dark matter are two different things. Dark matter is a gravitational thing. Dark energy is a repulsive thing that pushes the universe apart. And
shall we go offline now?
No, they are going to. All two of these people watching us are going to listen to me.
But I want to go. I want to go home.
No, you aren't allowed to go home. You murdered everyone.
Yeah, this is true.
C-Squared is dead because of you.
Didn't you ever listen to that Bon Jovi song? You can't go. Wait, no, it's Who Says You Can't Go Back. Never mind.
I might as well just start playing.
I thought it was the other way round, Arch. I thought it was dark energy that was accounting for the unknown expanse of the universe for some reason. Like, because dark matter is the gravity thing.
Yes, that's right. Dark energy is the pushing thing.
We should lump them all together into dark shit we don't understand.
Yeah, dark stuff.
Dark stuff. Yeah. That sounds way better.
Yeah. Mass Effect 4, now powered by dark stuff.
That's what Mass Effect 3 felt like it was powered by.
Yeah. So we're just going to find out it's literally the Dark Magician from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Dark Magician Girl.
Do you know,
as well.
like the little avatar I've got right here on my lower thread, the one I modified from OBS, I accidentally reverse image searched it on Google, and it seems to think I am the Dark Magician. So, whatever.
You're the Dark Magician Girl?
Yeah, well. On Wednesdays.
I wish
are you the Dark Magician Girl?
Imagine cleavage on a universal scale.
Oh my lord.
I'm pretty sure Monty Python did a song about that.
The cleavage dimension.
Yeah.
That's an episode of Rick and Morty.
Well, they did go to
also a great show.
Go to the world that was just butts.
They did. They did go to the world that was just. They also went to the universe where everyone was a hamster who lived in a butt.
Or there was the world of greasy grandmothers.
That's true.
Wait,
there was that as well.
But how could they be grandmothers if there's no one else besides the grandmothers?
Ask Stephen Hawking. He'll explain.
Mitosis.
And why are they
to do with quantum? It's all a bit quantum.
It's all a bit quantum.
Quantum grease.
Quantum grannies.
I would like just a quantum of solace.
No.
Well, you're not getting it. That was a shit movie.
But that's all right.
Whoa.
Have you guys heard the new Bond song?
No. Is it as good as Skyfall was?
The new Bond song is sung by Sam Smith.
Who?
Okay.
Sam Smith. He's a guy.
Oh,
yeah, who?
I assumed.
Like he's sung some stuff like that was in the top 40 recently, and I'm just like, this is an alright song, but this is not a Bond song. There's no Kate walking lady singing about diamonds or something.
Has anybody actually heard the parody of Quantum of Solace?
I have not heard of the parody.
I forget what it's like. I forget what it's like called, but it was pretty hilarious. Like he sings about how he would just like a quantum of solace. I know they make big bags of solace, but I don't want them. I just want a quantum.
No dear. A single quantum.
One quantum of solace. One quantum of the finest solace.
Yeah. I like how Red's in the chat saying, "Does anyone have any questions?" And Old Grey Man just says, "Good night, Red. Good night." We love you, Old Grey Man.
We need to start having better sign-offs for our streams.
We were supposed to sign up when Arch wrecked us like an hour and a half ago.
I wrecked you? I don't remember that.
At some point. We need to get Old Grey Man on here at some point.
Yeah.
I was the guy we met at BronyCon, Arch. The elderly gentleman there. He wasn't Old Grey Man.
J-Mac?
J-Mac. That's the one.
I like J-Mac. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, we should absolutely get him on here.
You should. Get him on.
Who's Old Grey Man?
I met J-Mac like 4 years ago during a convention where we were on a panel with him and Bad Horse. In like 2012, I guess that would have been. No, maybe 2011. It was a long time ago. This was at the very beginning of Seattle's Angels when we were just starting to be a thing. And we went to Cloudsdale Congress. I'm pretty sure is what it was called. It was in. I don't remember where. It was in DC, maybe, or somewhere around DC, because I know because I was able to get there by driving. And anyways, we ended up in a panel with J-Mac and Bad Horse, and a panel.
I do remember All Grey. Like BP told me that All Greymane was at BronyCon, but I don't think I actually met him, which is a shame. Because All Greymane's a cool dude. So.
I vaguely remember seeing him somewhere.
Right. He says that he came within 10 feet of me, but didn't talk to me. So. Whatever. But he approves of getting J-Mac.
Okay.
Yeah, no, J-Mac
like temperance all over again.
J-Mac was a really nice guy. It was just when I met him the first time, it was sort of like it blew my mind that someone his age was here.
Well,
I was
how old is he? I mean, he doesn't seem to be that old.
He looks pretty old.
He looks pretty old.
Like he's in his 40s or something.
What?
I'd say after his 40s.
He looks like
he's
he's
gotta
in his
be in like his 60s.
Yeah, he looks pretty old, dude.
No.
Late 50s at the earliest, dude.
At the earliest, he's like late 50s.
No, he's like 40s or 50s.
No, Bad Horse is like 40.
Yeah, Bad Horse is 40, I think.
Or was he 30? I thought he was late 30. But I guess he could be by now. He's in his 40s.
I thought Bad Horse was the same age I am.
I don't think so. He was in his. I know he was in his late 30s when I first met him.
I have no idea how old anyone is anymore.
Too old.
I mean, I'm in my late 60s, but you couldn't tell because.
Because you've got that fucking head of hair, you bastard.
I'm sorry.
You never know the difference, but.
Just wear a hat, Arch. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Well, just grow this out and just comb it over.
Comb it over. That's Trump. That's basically Trump.
Trump is.
No, Old Greymane, he is not 40. He is at least 50, at the very goddamn least. But yeah, Bad Horse is in his late 30s. Is that why he
calls himself Old Greymane?
I don't know how old Old Greymane is.
We're talking about J.
I thought you just said Old Greymane was like 50.
No, Old Greymane was talking about J-Mac in the...
oh, okay.
I was addressing the comment to him.
And he is right. Bad Horse does look young, but I'm pretty sure he's at least late 30s.
I feel like I should know Old Greymane. Did I meet them at last BronyCon?
He was at the BronyCon. I didn't meet him, but
no, I didn't either.
People did. I know BP did. So
too busy following Plum around, I think.
My entire
too busy in suits.
My entire experience with BronyCon was just running back and forth between like every single panel.
Yeah. Apparently everybody was there the year that I didn't go.
Pretty much.
Fucking assholes.
I barely.
It's your fault.
I gotta be honest. I barely saw anybody because I was literally running between like every single panel.
You were at a lot of panels.
Pretty much spent all of my time with either Pav, BP, or D, and I saw Pear for like an hour.
I figured
I was really pissed that Pear wasn't there this year.
Yeah, we had sushi and then he left in the middle of it. Pear, you son of a bitch! Why'd you leave us?
Maybe he didn't like sushi.
Possible.
Yeah. Well, that and there was like 25 people there, so it was kind of hard to.
I just turned up at Baltimore. I bumped into everyone in a fucking restaurant, and they're like, "Eat this deep dish pizza. Go on, you'll love it." I'm like, "No." Like, no, I don't like it.
Is the con in Chicago now?
Have you ever even had it before?
Yes, this is why I know I won't like it.
Have you actually had real Chicago deep dish pizza though?
Jesus fucking Christ!
like, have you actually been to Chicago and had?
I have not been to Chicago.
When would he have been to Chicago? In all fairness,
there you go.
But why?
It is so much better in Chicago. I will.
So why will that affect the pizza I'm having in Baltimore?
Because they don't know how to make it anywhere else except in Chicago.
So why make me eat it
I don't know.
Baltimore?
What is Taco Bell then to you, huh?
Something I've never eaten.
Mexican food should only come from Mexico.
Exactly.
I don't get your.
I mean, that's
what
the
the
point you're
fuck
making,
is your argument here? Oh my god.
That you shouldn't write off real Chicago pizza because you had Baltimore Chicago pizza.
Well, I didn't have Baltimore Chicago pizza.
Well, then where'd you have it from then?
He
What?
didn't eat it. That was the point.
Yeah,
Well,
because
wait,
I
then why are
had...
you even knocking on it?
What?
He said he had it somewhere else. Where did you have
Yeah,
it?
I've had a deep dish pizza in the UK, and it sucked, and I didn't want
Well,
to.
because it's in the UK.
Well, there you go.
And
You're not
I
even in the
tried
same
it
continent.
in
Oh my
California. So fuck you. And your argument that I haven't tried real Chicago deep dish pizza doesn't fucking matter in the slightest, because I've never tried to eat Chicago deep dish pizza.
Deep dish pizza is evil anyway.
You
Too
said
much
you
bread.
it is.
Dish pizza,
It's
and you're complaining
sacrilege.
about deep dish pizza.
Here,
Look, you want to have proper
Pure
Italian
sacrilege.
pizza, the bread is basically as thin as,
Basically, yeah.
well,
As thin as possible.
I'm gonna send you Jon Stewart's rant about Chicago deep dish pizza.
That's not a grand idea. I'm just looking at JMac's user page. He's in over 200 groups.
Mm.
Yeah, he's around.
He's
He
around.
does,
He's all over the place.
It's round,
And I barely
round.
interacted with the guy. Weird.
Gets it round. I get it
Somehow
round,
managed
I
to
get it round.
contrive to
Hey, the
not
Beach
be in
Boys are
any of
pretty
the
cool,
groups
you know?
I'm in, even though he's in over 200. That's something.
Just FYI, Plum, in this video, Jon Stewart describes deep dish pizza as an above ground swimming pool for rats.
That sounds accurate.
Yeah, there you go.
That sounds very wrong.
Really great.
I'll check that out. I shall check that out.
Well, here, I'll put